section of your report, what it means and why it matters. So you're going to go back to your account. You're going to be able to scroll down and see that your report is there. You'll also be getting an email. So this is how it looks like in your email. By the way, side note, this is your intro email. This is what you get that we talked about in the previous videos. So just make sure that you got it. Check your spam or junk. Make sure and add us to your safety list. All right. Or, your white list. So you're going to click here. Your report for 1040 2nd Avenue is ready. Let's click on that, download the report. This is what you'll see. I'm pretty zoomed in, so I'm gonna go through this a little slow. This is your property report. Actually, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so we can see a little bit more of it. All right, so when you see the report, you'll pull up and you'll see the address, your research before the offer, your report before the inspection. You'll see the table of contents, the key findings, flood risk analysis, disaster timeline, etc. So we're going to go through some parts of this. Executive summary says here that Chula Vista property at the address specified is in a flood zone D, indicating minimal flood risk with no federal insurance requirements. But just because it doesn't require federal insurance requirements doesn't mean it might not need it. So once again, this is to help you become aware and start the process because a lot of people just don't know. So this is all the information, some key findings here about the property. Potential insurance estimates, air quality, crime rate, school district, etc. You'll see here that the FEMA flood risk analysis is 0. And once again, you can grab this information and just verify it on your own because we're pulling it straight from the federal databases and third-party info. So you'll see federal FEMA flood analysis. You'll see 20-year flood trend. FEMA disasters in the area. The 2010s was increasing. 2020s is decreasing. All right, you'll see severe and storm flooding, severe winter storms. So you'll see specifically what storms and things hit in that specific home or in that area. Then you'll see here the flood risk indicator D, but it says FEMA disaster types that really hit this area is actually fire. Okay, hurricane and severe weather risk, low. California doesn't really experience that. Some insurance considerations. These are things that you can take to your insurance agent to help you understand a little bit more of what to do, what you need to get, what's required, etc. This is the complete hurricane history. If you're more on the East Coast, you'll see a lot here. National Risk Index analysis. So this is where it shows you the FEMA National Risk Index for San Diego County. You'll see coastal flooding, cold wave, drought, earthquake, hail, heat wave, hurricane, inland flooding, landslide, lightning, strong wind, tornado, wildfire. You'll see that this is, very interesting all around the United States, especially in your coastal areas. So once again, this is not to deter you or to make you afraid to buy a property. It's just to keep you aware so that when you are searching for a property or relocating to a new spot or getting a rental, that you're aware of the surrounding property risk. Okay, I know everyone loves the granite countertops, but think about the ground on the outside. Okay, so you'll see here tornado risk, very low. Community and demographics, that comes from the census data. Climate trends, you'll see here that this is like a 7-day forecast. I'm shooting this video on a Wednesday afternoon, so you'll see here that kind of shows like the current weather. Air quality, earthquake and wildfire risk. Okay, this is where it gets a little interesting. So it says that earthquakes within 150 miles, no, not bad. Even though the risk is higher, I should say. There's not been any. Radon gas risk, and it's a zone 1, so you want to get that checked out. Is the medium household income in the area, air quality, etc. Community profile kind of shows you the closest schools in the area with emergency services. An overview of like insurance costs. These are just more guidelines and things that are standard and average over the last 12 months. Obviously, you want to contact a local insurance agent to get more accurate rates. This is a neighborhood overview. Okay, this is your solar analysis if you want to get solar. Not every state and city has this information that gets populated. That's just that. So this is the NFIP flood insurance claims. So basically the history of what's happened when flood insurance has been claimed in the area and the payouts associated with that. This is just a visualization of what that looks like, and a little bit detail about your local schools. If you want to know a little bit more about sex offender data, then you can just go to nsopw.gov and verify and see those around your area. Make sure you're safe with that. This is the state average California median home value. And basically it shows you if you're going to put 3.5% down for an FHA loan or 20% down, a little bit about property history and neighborhood. And this is your property risk summary card. Once again, as I said in the disclaimer, it's for informational and educational purposes only. You definitely want to verify all this with professionals, licensed insurance agents, etc. All right. So that's the visual data. This is a little breakdown of the report, your next steps, what to do, and things to do before closing on either the home purchase or the lease. All right. If you have any other questions, you can comment below on the video. It's a very extensive report, over 30 pages, almost 40 pages. All right. And with that, we'll go into the next video about how to ask questions about your specific report.